Well, I think I'm gonna not have as much trouble as I thought trying to get these wires pulled through on this mirror. This rubber boot here is not glued on, and it covers all this. The plug was right here, screwed in. Take the two screws out. Getting the wires out of there are a pain in the behind. But anyway, so carefully take this boot off. The hard part is pulling your wires through this tiny little hole. I know it keeps everything watertight the way they've done this, but that's gonna be the hardest part. I think it's just trying to get the wires back through that hole and make that turn to come out right there. So what I've done here is cut these wires off the old one. I'm gonna let you see how this kind of feeds down through one hole in this metal frame. I'm gonna pull that through like this, and then on this side, my plan is, now that I've got all these, I need to keep all these pretty much intact, like this. But what I want to do is just trying to pull it through the hole. So I'm going to take the old wires. I've cut off all the main ones, left these two black ones here, and I'm going to try to do this. Hook these together. At my daughter's house, I didn't have any fancy tape. I've got some fancy silver duct tape. So let's try to tape this together to where we can actually get it through that hole pretty easy, maybe. And I'm gonna try to feed this stuff back through. Pull it through the hole. I think you can see what I'm doing. So pull that through the hole there. Feed it in right there. Bingo, we're there. So that worked pretty good. So now I'm going to take all this tape off here in a second. Get it back through the hole it was in. Right here, take the tape off. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave the tape on because I need to try to squeeze it through this other hole. So let's try to do this. I don't have any wire snips with me. Okay, that's my old wires. Now we're gonna take this boot, and boot goes on like so. So we're gonna try to feed these wires through that little boot there. Try not to tear that boot, because I know it makes a good seal. Keep water out of there, but well, except for the water I got right here. This video is going to take some editing. I'm going to put this in fast motion. There's no way to make it turn. Alright, we're going to have to start this over. Okay, so I finally got these wires poked through the rubber foam. Rubber foam is pushed back into place. There's no sealant on it. It's just cushy rubber. It pokes back in, fits. Once I put this back on the wires, then there's two screws that hold it on. I'll put that together. And so first I want to show you this, putting this motor together. I'm trying to get it set up here where you can see it and the lights coming through well. But so you got 4 screws that are Phillips to hold this thing on. And you just reach the holes and put it together. This is upside down, so don't be confused. It was easy for me to set it up this way. So you got 4 holes. These screws are gonna go in right here. And it sits on there pretty good. Kind of falls right into place. Get these other 2 wires out the way. And I see the holes lined up through here. There's another one here, and one there. So, sorry I don't have better cameras, and you can tell I'm not a surgeon with my unsteady hands, but We're gonna go ahead and put this motor on. Let's get that about tight. Let's go over here to the other side. Let's get the right screw. There we go. Now, one up top there, actually bottom. If you've never done this before, screws these sometimes, so if these are going into plastic, they're huge threads. You don't want to cross thread it. So if it doesn't feel good at first, back the thread up and keep it in, and then go again, and it'll sometimes go smooth, and you're like, bam, that's the spot. Don't force it. If it doesn't feel like it's going, back off and try it again. The last screw right here. It's kind of, there's a rubber boot right there holding that one side down, so I don't have a real good spot to get at it, but there it goes, went right past the boot. Let's make sure that one there is tight and good. And the one on the top right there is good. Double check that one. Yep. Triple check this one. Yep. So those four are in. I think we're good. So now, that boot's in place. Once we go to get the mirror, we'll hook the mirror up in a minute and then snap it in. But I wanted to show you this process. And then to put this together, on the side, I just threw together a little diagram to help you get these wires straight, so you know which one goes where. Because if you don't take a picture of it when you do it, you need to know what is where. I need to read my right, and I just put this together to show you that on the, looking at the back side of this. Let's get this in the camera here. So when you look at the back side, I think I can see that. So you've got the slots on this thing. We're going to push the wires in from this direction. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 on the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4 in the middle, 1, 2, 3 at the top. So 4, 4, 3. Over here to the far left at the top, right here, the two black ones go, bam, bam, black. Down here on the bottom, you're gonna leave this first one blank, go to that third one right there, and put your blue wire in, then your yellow wire, and then your gray wires on the end. So I'll poke them in this direction, because I remember I'm looking at it from the back side, not from the flip side. So this diagram I made, if you can read my chicken scratch, is blue, yellow, gray, black, black. Okay, that's the heated mirror. I don't think it makes a difference where those are at. At least I hope not. So I hope this helps. I'm gonna go ahead and poke these wires in. It's kind of hard to do. You wouldn't be able to see how I'm doing it anyway, but just line the pin up in the hole and slide it in. When you look at it from the other side, you'll see how they'll come through, and then they'll all pop into place. Try not to bend them because I already got some kind of out of whack, and I'm afraid it's gonna be a problem, but I hope this helps somebody fooling with a mirror on a Honda Pilot. And maybe I'll do a video on putting the glass on the front, but we'll see. Hope this helps somebody.